Here with head coach Anna Nimz. Lady Demons getting ready for to come back home after 3 games on the road, a long road trip last weekend. HCU on Thursday, we'll talk about that in a second. But coach, looking back on this past road trip, Hammond and New Orleans, 2 I think frustrating games for kind of the same reasons, where first half just came out flat or whatever you want to call it. Made a run in the second half, but I know, bottom line this week, you gotta want to come out fast and come out better.
Yeah, 100%. You know, the last 2 games we've come out slow, really letting the game hit us in the face instead of trying to take it to them. And so it's something that we're collectively having to work on. We have to work on coming out of the gate in practice and just coming out with a little more fight right from the jump, and not taking so much of a temperature of how the game's going to be played or how the game's going to be called or anything of that nature. And we've talked about it early, and we continue to talk about it. We have to be the aggressor. We have to dictate the speed of the game. We need to be the ones, managing the court. And I don't think we did a good job of that in the last 2 games. I think we came out flat. It lasted too long. Tremendous fourth quarter effort there at UNO. Got within 5. Got missed on a foul down there that could have gotten us within 2. But at the end of the day, if we would have played with that tremendous fight, the 8 minutes that they played so very well, if we would have played with even a quarter of that type of energy from the jump, different ball game. And we look at our team and we tell them all the time, right, it's an us thing. It's an us thing. We've got to continue to curb us and be committed to correcting us and our mistakes. We're struggling to do that right now. But it's early in the season. We're still in the first half. And so we're still learning how to grow together, come together. We've added a couple pieces back to the puzzle with Candace Paramore and now Carmela Dean. So excited for Mel to get a few more minutes under her belt. Really hasn't played much since the fall of last year. And so, again, just growing and learning, and, maybe switching up that starting lineup to kind of get a little more energy. But maybe not. I think some of the kids have done a tremendous job. So who knows?
You mentioned Candace. Since her injury, she's really come back on and really kind of been a big spark. She, career milestone on Saturday with the 1,000 points, led the team in scoring again. Having her back and seemingly healthy, I mean, the way she's been performing, got to be a big boost for us.
It is, and I think it speaks volumes to her. She doesn't want to sit out. She's one of the worst kids when it comes to probably recouping from an injury. She's never been injured, and she's a fighter. And so she's coming out every single day, and in practice too. She's not taking plays off in practice. She's practicing hard in practice, or playing hard in games. And, she's being the player that we know that she can be. So the team's rallying around that. But on the flip side, we need to have that consistency, and a few more kids. And we've had some double-digit scores every now and again, but we got to find maybe the 1 or 2 that we know are going to have it, and then we got to be able to sprinkle in a couple kids that maybe it's somebody new each night. We've got to find that consistency in at least 1 or 2 kids.
Yeah. You mentioned Carmela. I got asked about her as well, and I thought the plan was, I'm sure, kind of ease her back in. Like I said, she's been out for a while, missed about 2 months of this season as well. But she again just adds another piece, that dynamic point guard, kind of can score, can facilitate the offense, and everything that we want.
Right. I think it's mostly about getting her in shape, getting her back into the game feel. So, although she's been injured this entire season, she really kind of missed summer 2 and even into the fall. So it's been a long time since she's played at this speed with that type of physicality. And so trying to get her more used to it this week in practice, give her a lot more reps in practice, help her to play through a little bit of that uncomfortable, because I got to imagine she's pretty out of shape no matter how much you ride a bike. Basketball is just different. So we know what she's capable of, and so we're just excited to be able to have her back on the court and kind of have her in the mix with everybody else that's doing such a good job.
Talk to me about Thursday. HCU, they've got some experience back once again of a team that was really good last year.
Yeah, I think with HCU, it's hard to say that.
Yeah,
with HCU, Donna does a really nice job. You can tell her kids are bought into the program. They run their stuff, and they run their stuff very well. It's going to be a very scout-based defense, and so we're going to have to really play smart. We're going to have to be able to execute against their game plan. Because at the end of the day, they're going to do what HCU does. And they provide a lot of length out on the perimeter, definitely in the post. but we have things that maybe they don't have as well. And so we just have to make sure we're capitalizing on our skill sets and our strengths, and make sure we're fine tuning, as of course, the turnovers.
All right, thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you. Forkham.